wife thinks she walks on water.
Yeah,
Helps out.
Alicia's, she's good.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody good? I'd like to welcome everyone to the Wednesday, December 18th meeting of the Pine Bluffs Town Council. Will everyone rise for the pledge of allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the first item is the agenda.
I move to amend the agenda to add reassigning ARPA funds to item number 3 under new business.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to add an item number 3 under new business for reassigning ARPA funds. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
I move to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as amended. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Next items are the consent agenda items.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda items. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. On to new business. Item number 1 is to approve the bid for the north property lot 44.
We listed the lot number 44 on the north property for bid with a minimum bid requirement of $190,720. And the bid we received was for that exact amount, the $190,720. That is the only bid that we received.
I move to approve the bid for north property lot number 44 for $190,720.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the bid for the north property lot 44 for $190,720.
I would like to recuse myself from voting.
Note that Dennis has recused himself from this. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2 is the airport consultant selection.
Did you all have a chance to review the email that I sent out shortly before the meeting with the tallies for all of the review of all statements of qualifications that were submitted by airport consultants? The clear award recommendation would go to Ardura. And we have a representative from Ardura here as well, if you have any questions.
I move to award the airport consultation to Ardura.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the airport consultant selection to, Ardura. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? I would just,
It's Josh Morris.
Josh, maybe you could come up. I was gonna have you come up during our discussion phase, but it didn't seem like much discussion. You must have done perfect. So,
Thank you for entrusting us. We really look forward to it. It's been, we opened our Cheyenne office in 2021, and one of our goals has been, we've done a lot of work at a lot of airports in Wyoming. You guys, honestly, we were based out of Cody, primarily, pretty far away. But with opening that office, you were really in our backyard. And so, been great to get to know Kevin and meet with the airport board and learn about you. You guys seem to have an airport. You're engaged as a town. You're a client we want to work with. You're trying to do the right thing, and we hope to find some success together there. So, thank you for trusting us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
thank you. Any questions? All right, well, this was an easy one for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out. Item number 3 under new business is the reassignment of ARPA funds that were originally scheduled for an airport project to be reassigned to North Development expenses.
The ARPA funds they total $201,015. These funds were originally going to be used for an airport project that wouldn't normally be covered by FAA or YDOT funding. Specifically, the Jet A fuel tank. That project came in way over what we anticipated it was going to be, so these funds were nowhere near going to cover that. So we are requesting that we use it to help supplement our North Property project.
And I will say that, just publicly, that one of the reasons it's being reassigned on this timeline is that it must be done by the end of the year, correct?
Correct, by December 31st.
So,
yes.
Anyway,
I move to reassign the ARPA funds of $201,000, man, numbers are hard today, $15 from the Jet A fuel project to the North Property project.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded to reassign the ARPA funds. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. On to visitor comments. Do we have any visitor comments? Could you just state your name
Yeah,
and what your
Richard
address
Benson.
is?
I drew the short straw, guys, so I'm sorry. There's a couple things on our utility bill that people's asked about, and, I'm like, well, I don't know what they're for either. And I brought the wrong utility bill, but it's got zeros and zeros. When people ask me, and I'm like, I don't know what it is, and they're getting told it doesn't pertain to them, it doesn't, there's zero balance, and that's that expense, travel expense, or the north side. It's on the water bill.
Utility bill?
Yeah, on the utility bill.
Let me bring up your utility bill so I can see what you
And,
might be referring to.
I'm like, okay, I don't understand it, and I got told by one person that it doesn't pertain to us on the south side, and I'm like, I have no idea. And then my wife's like, you know what, you just go to the meeting, get the facts from the people, and stop the bar talk, basically. So, I drew the short straw. I'm here to ask you know, what's going on with the utility bill for one, and two, why the dumpster fee jumped up so high.
Garbage.
So,
So I could probably explain the dumpster fee. First of all, running a trash service is quite expensive, and we're, you know, in order to keep it going, we have an aging fleet of equipment, and we need to keep our rates at a place where we can afford to replace that equipment. In addition to that, I'm not sure about your bill in particular, but over the years, there were some I will say there were some misassignments and some cleanup work that maybe was not, was maybe missed along the way, and so maybe some of our citizens have been reassigned into their proper category as it was before, but obviously Kim could maybe speak to it, or.
So I'm looking at your bill right now, and the first zero amount is, it says additional, there's not enough space for it to print the whole thing. That says additional container. So if you were to request an additional container, an additional dumpster to be permanently assigned to you, it's a separate fee, and it's less than the regular garbage fee because it would be a second container. So yours is just zero because you don't have an
and
additional
that
container.
other one,
The
cause
other
I'm not
one-
speaking towards my bill.
Right, no, but, and so this would show up on everybody's.
Yeah.
So, but that's what it's for,
Okay.
so, and the distance fee is,
That's the one, yeah.
right, so the distance fee is, we have some customers that do not live within the town of Pine Bluffs proper,
Okay,
okay? And, because they are outside of the town of Pine Bluffs, if they have requested service from us, then they have to pay an additional fee.
sounds reasonable.
Yeah,
It
so
sounds
nobody,
totally-
nobody within the
Yeah.
town proper would be charged that fee, and nobody would be charged the additional container fee unless they requested to have more than one dumpster at their property. And
Sure.
again, that would show as a separate fee because it would be different than the standard
Sure.
trash fee.
Understandable, yeah. Just 20 years in the military and 20 years with the railroad, and somebody's telling, don't worry about it, don't pertain to you. It gets a little sketchy, like, yeah, okay. What's coming on the backside?
Yep.
And then, and are we planning on buying new stuff with that increase on the dumpster fee? Is that why all of a sudden jumped up $20?
Actually, it's because the trash department's been operating in the red for the last couple of years.
In the red?
Yep.
That's
And
what I'll
so
say.
we need to break even in that
Yep.
department, because that department is not supported by our general fund. And in addition to that, we do need to be putting money aside for replacement dumpsters and replacement equipment, which we do have a new trash truck on order. Our current trash truck will not go away completely, it'll be our backup truck.
Cool. That works for me.
Okay.
That's what I'll say.
Yep.
Like I said, I got the short end of the stick, and I'm like, I'll go, I don't care.
Okay?
But, you know, they'll just answer my questions. I appreciate it, guys, thank you.
Yeah.
Kim,
you're
I'd
welcome.
like to add something to that too. The state of Wyoming requires that the utilities stand on their own financially. So it's actually illegal for the town of Pine Bluffs to run a deficit on their trash removal or their water. Any of the departments that are supplying utilities, they have to be able to stand on their own, and they also have to have money in the budget for the future replacement of aging infrastructure. So it's more than just the town felt like charging more money for the trash removal. It's that it's actually mandated by the state that we charge a fee that makes those utilities stand on their own.
Yeah, me personally, I don't care. As long as you pick up my trash and it's not blowing away, or people's not dumping stuff in my dumpster that they're not supposed to be dumping, I don't care, you know. Now, don't rate me on charges, but that's all understandable,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just got the short end of the stick, and my wife's like, go there.
Go find out.
Find out the facts. I'm like, okay.
Any other visitor comments? On to department reports, Jana?
Yep, the senior center, current members, 259. They've had 89 pantry clients. Transit was pretty busy, drove 986 miles and made 232 stops. Their caregiver program currently has 6 clients. Their activities and supportive services been used by 99. And meals, 1,181, that includes Burns numbers, with the meals being cooked in-house about halfway through the month. So looks like they're quite busy in November. And that's it.
Question? Great. Dave?
Well, I was not able to attend the last airport authority meeting, but it's our good fortune to have Kevin Marquardt here, and I would just ask that maybe you could
Sure.
give a little report on the airport.
First off, I'd like to thank Josh and congratulate him. I look forward to working with him. I've known him for a while, and Ardura has been very interested in our airport, and they've actually have helped us on a few things, trying to figure out how, we've been working on our, the approach, our GPS approach, and he's actually dug into some of that stuff for us as we go on, so hopefully we'll work more on that. So really the only thing I have for the airport is the YDOT is gonna be doing a new economic survey for the airport. So for the next 2 years, they are installing an ADS-B receiver at the airport, and we will hopefully have that in before the end of the month. And that will give them real-time data on all the operations, takeoff, landings, the size of aircraft, the number of aircraft that actually come into the airport. I think it's gonna be a really good way to see what the airport is doing, with Mark Michaud and what he's doing out there. There's a lot going on at the airport, so I think it's gonna really show what's happening out there. Fuel cells, been wavering. I think 2 months ago, we sold like 1,300 gallons, then the next month we sold 300 gallons, so it's hit and miss there. The weather's been kind of cruddy, it always slows down in the wintertime. Other than that, there's not much I need to do. The ABSD out was the main thing, and I think it's just gonna be a pretty good deal, so. If anybody ever has any questions, please feel free to call me or whatever.
I have a quick question about that. They're doing in, right? So they're.
Yeah, it's the receiver part of it. So the out would be on the airplane, and this would be the in, yep.
But my real question is, are they simultaneously accomplishing this at every airport in
Yes,
Wyoming?
they're doing every one in the state of Wyoming.
Okay.
And
That makes me feel better because
sure.
I'm sure you're well aware of this, but this was a pencil whipping process for the history of airports on takeoffs and landings.
Right.
And frankly, nobody really knows. I mean, there was no way to accurately track that. So
It was a lot of guessing.
Interesting
Yep,
approach.
a lot of guessing went on, and I think it was Upton, I don't know if there was a deal, they were talking, they've had it actually for a while, and they were actually guessing about 30% lower than the traffic that was actually going in there. And the traffic is what drives the money, the FAA, all that stuff to our airport, so.
Awesome.
Cool.
Interesting.
Any other questions?
Nope, thanks, Kevin.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Ally?
I don't have much going on, but the Winter WAM conference is January 22nd through the 24th. A registration has opened, and Leanne can probably assist you in that if you need it.
I don't have anything.
Great. Alex?
Nothing.
Okay. Leanne?
I don't have much either. We're starting a new payroll system in 2 weeks, so we'll start the new year being all on the same page. We won't be clocking into one app, running timesheets, payroll through another app. It'll all be one, and we're excited about that. Been working on the website. If you guys have been getting on it. It's nice to be able to post stuff easy on there, and other than that, just chugging along.
Great. Any questions for Leanne? Thank you. Kim?
Yes, just been actively working on funding for the north property and, getting calendar year closeout items ready mostly for personnel. Just update you on the north property. I mean, things are moving along very smoothly out there, but they will be going on a 2-week holiday break. So starting, this Friday, so, we won't have any activity out there for the next 2 weeks.
Any questions for Kim? Announcements and meetings. Next meeting, Monday, January 13th.
Yes, oh, yes, it's 6 PM.
No workshop that
No
day.
workshop that day, yep, that'll be the second meeting.
Any other meetings?
That elected officials meeting
Okay.
is the 8th.
Yep.
County elected officials meeting on the 8th in Cheyenne. Anything else needs to come before the council?
I move to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for coming. Great.
So the reason that they're showing up as zero and showing up as line items is when we did the trash rate change.
Yeah, we
It
did,
had to add those.
yeah,
Where before it's never even been on.
right, but you would think that if it weren't going to be charged, that there would be an option to have it not show on the bill.
Yes.
Like if you didn't select
It shows up
that,
on all of
it does, yeah, so but you would think that if it was not like a line item that you were gonna use,
Yeah.
that it just wouldn't be included, so we can ask that question.
Alex?
Yeah,
I have something for you.
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
There's just gonna be a few businesses here and there. If you,
Right, so that can be a question I can ask them, or I can dig into it a little bit more too and see if there's an option, like, is there something I just need to click that says, don't print it if it's